Good morning, millennials. I dare anyone to try and get a word in because Taylor Strecker is here, and the only person who talks over other people more than me is this bitch. Hi.
Hey.
How you doing?
Girl, I missed you so much.
I know you were supposed to be on the show like 2 weeks ago, but I canceled because I'm a flake. But I'm glad you're here now. And obviously, I waited till the last minute to fill in for co-host. So you got on board yesterday, and I'm so appreciative of your flexibility.
Well, I love you.
I love you.
Full disclosure, I'm a little under the weather.
This bitch only shows up when she's got like bronchitis or some shit.
I'm always fucking sick.
You are.
I got to look into that.
Maybe you don't have a high immune system or whatever.
I'm gonna say that that's what it is.
For sure.
Maybe I'll stop drinking.
How are you? No. No, you're a fun drunk.
I know, I haven't drank in a whole week.
You haven't?
And it's been glorious.
I drank 2 days ago.
Oh my God, I'm jealous.
Why'd you take the week off?
Because I've been so sick. I mean, I'm a human today, but I was like sweating and like fevering and like gagging 4 days.
I feel like the only thing that actually gets me to stop drinking is like illness.
Me too.
Yeah, now that I think about it. Like
but then I swear it off.
Yeah, of course. I always swear it off. But so much part of like my life involves drinking.
And
I also just want to have fun. And I'm sorry, drinking is fun.
I know, and we live in New York City.
I know. It's like I just went to an engagement party. I was so tired. I'm like, I'm gonna stop in for 1 minute. Mm-hmm. It wasn't my direct friend. It was my best friend, Alicia, her brother. So I'm like, okay, I'm the little sister's friend. I'm gonna show up and we're there for 5 minutes and then we're out. I want to be in bed. Obviously, I was the last person at the party, like taking shots, like with the DJ. Like I don't know why. I want to have a good time.
Girl, I'm here for it.
And when I get near a bar, I'm like suddenly not tired anymore.
Well, you know what happened to me at Jackie's wedding, right?
No.
I went crazy.
You did? By the way, there was something in the water. Like so many people went crazy and like had to be sent home.
That makes me feel so good.
What happened?
Well, that's another reason why I'm not drinking so much because my girlfriend Taylor like made me
pull back.
Stop.
Why?
Let's say this. I threw Chanel on the ground.
Oh, God.
My own Chanel.
At the wedding?
At the wedding.
Wait, I didn't
and
even
Tay
know.
left.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Oh my
God. This is actually like a reality show.
This makes me feel so much better because so of course in my mind I felt like
Jackie's friends like literally had to be carried out and put in a cab.
Oh, thank Jesus.
Yeah.
So my only thing is poor Heather McMahon
what happened?
And her Italian stallion. We were at their table, which was like, I was so excited. I'm like, we're gonna bond even
They're
more.
So fun.
They're so fun. I was like, Tay, you take him, I take Heather. We're gonna go on fucking vacation with them. Cut to Tay leaving me, coming back and like doing the thing where I'm like, was I mean to her?
Oh my God.
And they were like, what? Anyway, I texted Heather and I was like, if you never want to speak to me again, it's okay.
You embarrassed yourself.
I was a slob kebab.
Now, when you woke up the next morning, how did you feel? Because I think the worst part about like making mistakes when you're drunk, it's not actually the mistakes, it's the way you feel the next morning, like the moral hangover.
So I wake up the next morning and I had to do my live show at Caroline's.
Fuck.
So I had to get on the apology train immediately.
Yeah, big time.
Because I couldn't do like a fight with Tay all day long and then like go do a live show.
No.
But then my entire show was about that.
That's funny, actually.
Right?
How are the live shows?
They're good.
Caroline's is fun. They got great food.
How are your live shows?
I mean, I'm still hungover from the party at Foxwoods. Have you ever been to Foxwoods?
No.
Me neither, but like I go to AC a lot, so I feel like Foxwoods is a place I like should be at more often because it's the same distance, just in a different direction. It was fucking lit. Like I went to the club afterwards, and it was like legit as hell. Like I felt like I was in Vegas, but like not at all.
But in Connecticut.
In Connecticut, like on a very lovely Indian reservation. You know, it was lovely. I had a great time.
But wait, you're selling these like insane theaters out.
Yeah.
Do you feel like a rock star?
Oh, I mean, like every time I come off stage, like I'm a monster. Like, you do not want to see me backstage because like now that like I'm in a theater, I think that I'm like fucking like Sharpay Evans, and I'm very like critical of myself. Like whenever it can be the greatest show, and, like everyone comes backstage and they're like, that was amazing, and I'm like, it was horrible. Like, I just don't have a good grip on like when I do well or not. And like in a theater, you can't hear anything on stage, so it's like, are people laughing? I don't know.
That's actually true. You really can't.
In a comedy club, you have a much better like grasp on what's going on. Like you can hear, it's annoying, it has both ends. It's like, I could hear when someone farted because a comedy club, like there's an echo. And when people are talking around their phones, like I'm so acutely aware of it. But when they laugh, I'm more aware of it and it's instant gratification. Whereas like in a theater, I'm like, this bitch is 300 feet away. I don't know if she's having a good time.
Right.
You know?
I can guarantee they are. Because when I was at your Boston show, everybody around me was dying. And I took my brother because he's not like my sister stands you. I wanted my brother to come because I wanted to, like, you know, I'm like
Expand,
biased.
right.
I'm biased.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And he was blown the fuck away.
I paid her to say that and to be here just to hawk tickets to my show. I'll be in Phoenix and LA next week.
He goes like this to me. That's your friend. I was like, okay, thanks, Zach.
How are your sister, your brother, your fam? How's everyone?
Fam's great. Sister's great.
And Tay is
Bro's
great. She
good.
forgave you?
Tay's finally forgiven me.
Okay, good.
She did leave me homesick yesterday. She was sick and tired of my ass.
She was sick and tired of you being sick and tired?
Like, literally.
That's
so
funny.
she went out for St. Patrick's Day, and
Oh
I
my
slept.
God.
I know.
She's Donahue. That's like her...
That's her day.
It's her holiday.
Yeah. So, of course, I cried when she left.
Where did she
for like
go?
3 hours.
Where did she go? What did she do? I don't like... St. Patty's Day is like so foreign to me. I'm like the opposite of the person who should be celebrating
Me
St.
too.
Patty's. What did she do?
She met with her sister and like drank and
That's fun.
You know, I know.
She's so like... You ever see the movie Silver Linings Playbook?
Yes.
Like they all love the Eagles and are Irish. Like,
Yes.
that is Taylor.
Totally.
That's so funny.
I know.
Well, Taylor is here to break down the Fast 5 stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast with me today. And, you know, the news cycle didn't stop this weekend. Shit was lit, and not in a good way. Because former That's So Raven star Kyle Massey sued for alleged sexual misconduct with a minor. Now, Kyle Massey was a personal favorite character of mine. I love That's So Raven, and more importantly, I loved his spin-off, Corey in the House. Here are the details. Former Disney star Kyle Massey is being sued for $1.5 million for allegedly, quote, attempting to commit a lewd act with a minor. The suit was filed anonymously and thus refers to the accuser as Jane Doe, who was allegedly a minor and kept her name out of it due to the highly sensitive and personal nature of the subject matter. Her mother, Ann Doe, filed on her behalf according to court documents obtained by E! News. Jane and Ann Doe allege that their relationship with Massey dates back to when Jane was 4 years old, when they allegedly met at Universal City. According to the lawsuit, the 27-year-old actor allegedly maintained contact with Anne and her family and became a father figure to Jane. The daughter allegedly wanted to pursue a career in entertainment, so Massey, according to the lawsuit, would offer to use his success and influence in the entertainment industry to help her out. Jane Doe allegedly reached out to Massey when she was 13 and supposedly texted him and said she would love to audition for his show, Corey in the House. The suit alleges that Massey offered to fly Jane out and have her live with him. Massey allegedly called Jane so sweet and beautiful in a text to Anne. I'll take care of her, he allegedly wrote.
Ugh.
Ew. I mean, like...
Abducted in plain sight vibes.
Right. I mean, I didn't know that you could, like, sue someone anonymously.
I didn't really either. What do you think, though, when they don't press criminal charges and just go, like, right for the money?
Sue. Yeah, I mean, we're led to think, like, it's shade vibes.
Totally.
But, like, I mean, did you watch Leaving Neverland?
Oh, my shooketh.
And there were so many instances where, like, people sued him or pursued criminal charges, and in the cases where he settled out of court, it like kind of took away from like the belief for people. Like people like, well, they obviously were just out for the money because they didn't pursue criminal charges and they just settled out of court, and then he couldn't speak on any of it because like all the NDAs and shit. So I mean, I believe what Michael Jackson did to be true. So I don't know. It is weird. I guess. Oh, so if they were pursuing criminal charges, they couldn't do it anonymously.
But there's statute of limitations.
Right.
So if they were over that, then they could only do like a civil suit in that case.
Right.
So that's probably
so this is
what
California.
it is.
I don't know what it is.
And I don't know how long ago it was.
The statute of limitations, like, I think it's trash.
It's bullshit.
It's bullshit. Like,
it's like I was a criminal 15-ish years ago, so it doesn't count.
And like most people don't just like do a crime and then like never do one again, you know?
Yeah.
It's really fucked up. Mm-hmm. And this is really sad because like honestly, growing up, Kyle Massey was a role model to me.
Really?
I fucking loved that.
So how does that feel? Are you like going to be done with any of the article of the breadth of the work?
Right. Like I am in denial. But like the thing is,
I was about Michael forever.
Were you?
And then Leaving Neverland was like
it was horrifying.
Horrifying.
Like really, like
it's undeniable, right?
It's undeniable.
Okay.
I mean, it should be undeniable, but like just going to Twitter and seeing what people are saying, it's like if you search the hashtag Leaving Neverland, like it's shocking how many people are denying it.
I know.
And then it's like, I know Twitter isn't necessarily like the best place to like see what the real world thinks, because the people on Twitter are just the people like with the loudest voices, not necessarily like the right people.
And I think they're also like the super negative people, or like they're the naysayers. They're like always looking at it's like they're always looking to say the opposite, you know?
Yeah. Well, thank God Corey in the House isn't still on, because like honestly it would make it very difficult for me not to watch it.
Well, like I couldn't watch the Bill Cosby Show again.
Right, I never watched it, but
I mean, I barely did.
Did you grow up with it?
I mean, kind of. More so Michael Jackson though. Like I can't listen to his music anymore.
Yeah, I wasn't a big Michael Jackson like music fan, but like honestly, there are some bops by R. Kelly that I no longer can participate in.
Remixed to Ignition.
I know, and you know, right when the documentary came out, I was at a party and they played it, and like the dance floor literally cleared.
Really?
Like people are mad.
Yep.
And that's what. Did you watch the series?
Fuck,
R. Kelly?
yes.
It was so good.
It was so good.
And what they said was like he had a career change like when people started to come on to him, and he would start making more gospel-y music that like a lot of people would play at like weddings and bar mitzvah, well not bar mitzvahs, but like weddings and like life events. So it's now like R. Kelly has now infiltrated people's lives because now you have memories of like your wedding or like, you know, a baptism or whatever where you're playing R. Kelly, and it's like he infiltrated those positive memories because he changed his music to be like wholesome family music.
Yep.
Which that's like even more corrupt.
Manipulative.
I feel like it's really disgusting like that entertainment, like all I watch now is like documentaries about like people who were like abused or got kidnapped. Or,
right.
Like, what is that?
Are we sick for watching it?
It's like entertainment TV is supposed to be like this escapism where like you love like that's why I really love Housewives. Like it is so not in tune with what's going on in the world. Like that's why like even in Real Housewives of New York last year, when they started talking about the election, I was like, this is actually interesting, but please stop. Like the election took over the entire world.
Yep.
It was really like difficult, and I love turning on Housewives, and they have no idea what's going on in the world because they are like this elite class of people who are just not in tune with what's necessary.
They're fighting over like signage at a party between Bethany and Ramona.
Yes. So it's like that was frustrating. So I think it's like it's really disgusting, and I'm not really into like as much documentaries as most people are. Like I didn't watch Abducted in Plain Sight or the Ted Bundy thing, but I watched like the celebrity ones, obviously. But it's like really disgusting. And you know who I blame? Stassi.
You blame Stassi.
I do. She has perpetuated a culture of like being obsessed with like murder and ghosts. What is that?
I mean,
can you explain that?
She actually may say thank you for that compliment.
And I know every time you come on my show, I like make you speak on Stassi's behalf because Stassi like won't come on. But
she really should come on.
I know, she just like is never here.
She would have so much fun. You know, she's just honestly,
she's killing it with her book.
Oh my God. So
we pre-ordered it.
Sames, pre-order now. I stayed with her, so I stayed at Toff's, and then I stayed with her when I was out in LA last week, and we were supposed to do a podcast, and she was like, yo, I'm too fucking tired.
Shut up.
She's just tired.
That episode where she met Beau's mom.
I'm behind.
Okay, so can I just tell you?
Tell.
So they went to lunch or whatever, and Beau like left to go to the bathroom, and he left his phone there and recorded what happened, and then they had him listen to it for the first time in his confessionals, like on the sidebar.
Oh my God.
And Stassi was basically just like, I love Beau so much, like thank you so much for like letting me have him, and like he's such a great guy, and like Beau's face when he like heard Stassi, like I actually wanted to die.
I'm gonna
like,
cry.
No, it was so precious, and it's just like really interesting to see the arc of her relationships on the show.
Right.
It's actually like so relatable. Like when you're in your 20s and you just like date assholes and like you don't know your self-worth.
Yep.
And then like you meet someone who changes that. I love them.
You know, I was like I wasn't responsible
for Patrick. No, but you were very much actually no, you were 100% responsible. You knew Patrick from work.
I was 100%
Sorry, I tried to circumvent that, but like you were.
Well. I interviewed her. That's how I met her. And then she tweeted Patrick from listening to him. And then he texted me and said, this crazy hot girl from a reality show.
You're still responsible.
Is tweeting me. Should I text with her? And I said, do it.
No, I mean, you didn't know. And on paper, he really was like.
So cute and
does
so
he hate
fun.
you now? Because like America hates him.
I really don't know. We really haven't spoken in a very long time.
He totally hates you because like you put him in that position and now everyone fucking hates him because he went on TV.
I put him in that position.
Yeah, like you got him on that show essentially, and like the whole world just tore him apart for being a complete prick.
I did not get him on the show. But you know what? I'm sure in his mind, that's the way it went down.
That's what like an egotist would think.
Oh man, he looked really bad on that season.
I mean, was that what he was like in real person? Like sometimes people like a reality show just like catches you at a bad time or like it makes you really like self-conscious. So it's not always an accurate representation of people. Like you were on Summer House for 5 seconds. And did you think that was an accurate representation when you threw a drink at someone?
Yes.
Okay, great. So you had a positive experience. But do you think is that what Patrick was actually like?
I like to say this, Patrick, when you were seeing Patrick at his absolute worst. And that's what he looks like when he's at his absolute worst.
Like, was he even
like
drunk?
Back up against the wall, pissed off, doesn't want to be there,
right.
Not like doesn't want to play.
He didn't want to film.
He didn't want to film. I remember watching, thinking, I wish he just said no.
Yeah, But it was like a point of contention in the group that Stassi like had this part of her life that she wouldn't share, when they all really like bleed out for the show and make it as good as possible. Totally. And that's what I think everyone's problem is with Sheena. It's like you don't even hang out with us in real life. Like you put on a show for the actual show, whereas like this is our real life. Like Carson and Kristen, what they're going through right now, like that's legit as fuck.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Kristen kept me up till 5 a.m. talking about it with me at Stassi's birthday.
So when was Stassi's birthday?
That was in June.
So on Watch What Happens Live like 2 weeks ago, someone asked her, you and Carson still together, and she was like, honestly, I bleed out for the show, and like we're just like taking some time off right now, and I don't want to talk about it.
Well, when I was just out there, she was over at Stassi's and he wasn't there.
Yeah. I mean, it got really real.
She didn't really talk about it.
Right. It got very real when they started saying that like he basically just like mooches off of her and like she pays his rent and stuff.
I think that is like the most disgusting thing a guy can do.
Me too.
Is that like so unfair though? Because I feel like it's a double standard. If a girl was doing it to a guy, I'd be like, get it, girl.
No, I'd be like, girl, you make him pay your bills. like Lala. When Lala does it, I'm like, yes, bitch, get that Range Rover PJ. But like when it's the other way around, I totally agree. But there's something about it that's just icky.
It is icky.
And I guess it's like he's also like rude to her, which makes it so much worse. Whereas like Lala like respects the fuck out of Randall. Have you met Randall?
Ships him. Never met Randall.
Have you met Lala?
Met Lala.
Love her.
Love, amazing.
Your man made out with my friend. I love her.
I am here for her. I mean, what does she say? Her kitty cat?
What do you mean?
Her kitty cat takes that D good.
Oh, she says the crazy.
She won me over in that moment.
She says the craziest, like most insightful, like weirdly feminist things, you know?
But in a pornographic way.
Right, and it's like, if Gloria Steinem met Lala Kent, she would be like, you are not a feminist. But I actually think that like Lala Kent is weirdly like the progressive postmodern feminist of our generation.
I agree.
Like she so embraces who she is in the most like honorable way. Like I really feel like I'm the most confident person, and like I don't give a shit what anyone says, but like then I meet Lala and I'm like, who am I? You know? I love her. And I love how we go from talking about Kyle Massey to Stassi. Like all roads lead back to Stassi. Okay, let's jump back into our second story. Well, we wish everyone the best in the Kyle Massey drama. Now, this is a great jumping off point from the Michael Jackson of it all. Paris Jackson is all smiles with boyfriend after medical scare. So something really weird happened over the weekend where TMZ reported that Paris Jackson had attempted to commit suicide.
Okay.
And she was apparently in the hospital or whatever, and like 30 minutes after that happened, the weirdest thing happened. Paris Jackson replied to Bethany Frankel's tweet, where Bethany Frankel was like just talking about it, and Bethany Frankel ended up deleting her tweet. But she was like, it's lies, it's lies, it's lies. And then she responded to the TMZ tweet article saying that she had committed suicide. Be like, shut the fuck up, you fucking motherfucking liars.
I saw that.
Then, like an hour later, she was like conveniently paparazzi'd with her boyfriend, whereas like she hasn't been paparazzi'd in years. It's all very weird. So Paris Jackson stepped out with a smile on her boyfriend after being treated for a medical scare. That's what they're saying now.
Okay.
E! News had learned on Saturday that the 20-year-old model and daughter of the late Michael Jackson, had an incident that morning that required medical treatment, and that she was resting at home and doing fine. E! News also learned that TMZ had a report stating that emergency responders placed her under 5150 hold at a local hospital for a few hours. That was untrue. Paris later posted on Instagram story a selfie in a vehicle writing, "Fuck you, I'm chillin' like Bob Dylan." On Saturday, Paris was photographed driving and walking in LA with her boyfriend, Soundflowers bandmate Gabriel Glenn. She was all smiles during the outing. So, I don't know. I mean, when I heard that she had committed suicide before was anything, I'm like, I was like, that's so sad. I wasn't necessarily shocked because she's always struggled with depression, and now like the whole world is like talking about her dad, and like, it's just sad, and it's so not her fault. And like, I was like, damn, this sucks. But then now I'm just confused, and I'm like becoming suspicious. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It just looks weird.
So you think she actually did try to commit suicide?
No, I don't know. I mean, I don't think you could just walk around out and about like the next day.
I mean, if you're Paris Jackson, you could.
Right. It's
just the lawyers.
Yeah, this world that we live in has made me like so crazy suspicious of everyone.
I know. And also, I don't even know if I believe any story like doesn't have the celebrity's hand in it in some way, shape, or form.
Totally.
So maybe it's like a sympathy ploy.
Totally.
And maybe the fuck you was like a denial, even though she planted the story.
Right. No, I mean, just when I heard it, I was like, damn. But it's almost how like when Bobby Christina was like really going through a very hard time.
Yep.
And then the story broke that she also was in the tub. I was like, oh my God, that's so sad. But I wasn't necessarily shocked by it.
No.
This was like the same thing. I like felt really badly, but I was like, I almost like felt it coming. And I feel like she doesn't have like a strong support system around her. Do you know what I mean?
Not at all. I read a story that said that her and her brothers have not seen the documentary.
Oh, really?
Has she not? Or
I don't know. I mean, would you? Like.
Absolutely not.
Right.
Where's Blanket?
I don't know. Like, where are the other kids?
Like,
how many are there?
Prince?
There's 3, yeah.
So it's Paris, Prince, and Blanket.
I went on one of their Instagrams. It might have been Prince because I would remember seeing the name Blanket on Instagram. And he like has a very normal life.
Really?
Yeah, like Paris really wanted to be like celebrity spawn, Calvin Klein, glamour, glamour icon woman award.
Right.
She wanted that, and then I don't know if she can ever get back to that, just because like all the world is talking about now is like the horrible, disgusting, vile things her dad did.
Do you think that her entire like life and career will go down because of what her dad did? And is that fair?
Right. I don't know. I mean, I don't think that it will.
Do you think she was abused by him?
Oh my God, I didn't even think of that.
That's the other thing.
No.
I mean, I think that the girls were safe.
Oh, right, that's true. That is very true.
But like, what about
Blanket?
Prince and what about Blanket?
Yeah, is Blanket a girl or a boy?
Blanket is a boy, I believe.
Okay.
Remember when he put Blanket
over the balcony?
The balcony with the blanket?
Well, so that's the thing about the Michael Jackson scenario. It's like
know.
everyone's like so shocked by it, but there was like a lot of telltale signs that something was amiss. Like A, running around getting paparazzi'd in hotel rooms on tour with kids. 2, having kids being such a important like part of your tour when like your music is rather provocative and so are your dance moves, like grabbing your junk. Like it's just not, it's like a kid-friendly environment, but there was so much about it that was like focused on kids. 3, you literally bought a house and opened up an amusement park in your house for kids. Weird. 4, you dangled your baby over a balcony on a hotel terrace. Like lots of weird things that I feel like maybe the world should have like been paying attention to.
Yep.
But maybe that's just me.
Nope, I am with you. But I was such a fan that I was like, Michael.
Really? You just
Michael.
attributed it to him being like an artist?
I convinced myself he was asexual. I convinced myself that he was a child. What he convinced everybody else of, I convinced myself of. I was like, he's a child at heart, so even though it's inappropriate to have slumber parties with kids,
he was robbed of a childhood.
He thinks he's 10, so he thinks he's doing something normal.
Were you?
I was wrong.
In denial until the documentary or something?
Yep.
Really?
Like literally that far.
Wait, that's so crazy.
It's like, I feel like one of those crazy R. Kelly people.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, and they still exist. Like they're showing up at court and like, the person, he couldn't afford his bail. He was some
crazy
daycare owner.
Yeah, because daycare owners have so much money.
And so much kids. Like, what the fuck?
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, it's like so morally corrupt.
Oof.
The morally corrupt Faye Resnick. I feel like there are so many phrases I use in everyday life that I learned from Housewives. Like the word pernicious, I only know because of Camille Grammer. And honestly, I don't even know what it means.
Pernicious, I don't remember
I do like literally the Housewives like defines my life. Like I style my home like after their like designs. Like fucking Kyle Richards' house is so nice.
Wait, do we think that Kyle Richards and Mauricio have like the best marriage?
Yeah. I mean, and they tried to throw a wrench in it. Remember when Lisa Vanderpump convinced Brandy to bring those magazines to Mexico about Mauricio like having an affair with a crossdresser or something like so like not real.
So far-fetched.
Yeah, and it turned out obviously not to be true, and they just have like a very, you know what it is? They have like a really like, obviously they have the love, but they have like a mutual respect for one another and each other's work. Like Mauricio takes the Housewives fucking seriously, and he's gonna show up to film with his agency hat on and push the brand on everyone.
Do you think that his agency is where it is today?
Because of Housewives.
Yep.
And they know that too, and that's why Kyle takes her job very seriously as a housewife. And that's why she's created this alliance with Lisa Vanderpump that is slowly crumbling.
Slowly crumbling.
And like when she talks about her house getting robbed, like I feel so bad.
But like, I wish I robbed her house.
No, same. I mean, she had amazing style furniture, and like now when she opened up her house for that barbecue, I like wanted to buy everything in her house. And you know who designed her house is Faye Resnick, the morally corrupt.
The morally corrupt Faye Resnick.
No matter how many Chanel bags you borrow, you will never be a lady. Not true. I loved it. I literally went shopping after I saw her house, and I'm like, I want that ottoman. I went on Article, and I was like, I want that ottoman. I'll take that chair. Dining room, please. And I couldn't afford any of it. Her shit is expensive. But I bought on Article, which has been so premium for a million reasons. One, the delivery guy was so nice.
Really?
He's like, hey, I'm gonna be there in an hour. Is that okay? And I was like, who the fuck is this? He's like, it's your Article delivery. I was like, okay. And then it just showed up in my house. Like, and it was all just like put together. It was really a premium experience.
That's a nice experience.
Yeah. So Article is offering our listeners $50 off their first purchase of $100 or more. To claim, visit article.com/toast, and the discount will be automatically applied at checkout. That's article.com/toast to get $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more. No matter how many items, every order is shipped at a flat rate of $50. And it's just like premium ass. I got like this fluffy ass ottoman that like when we filmed my home tour, Jackie was like, damn, where's that from? And I'm like, it's Article.
Ooh,
when
girl.
Jackie compliments you on something, like you know it's real.
You know it's good.
Like homegirl just doesn't like shell out compliments. You know? She ain't like that. But speaking of housewives, that's a great segue into our third story. On your show, do you struggle to like segue? I find segueing to be like the hardest thing.
Whenever I segue, I go like this, segue.
Yeah, no, it's
which means it's hard.
Yeah. Or you just have to say like, I'm gonna segue now. Like you just have to let people know what you're doing. It's really hard.
Because you're proud of yourself.
Yeah.
That you found a fucking segue.
So look, I just segued from Housewives into Entertainment Tonight says that Lisa Vanderpump's appearance on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion will be, quote, a game time decision. Ooh. Their source says, so I don't know how legit it is, but
when are they filming?
Soon, I have to assume.
Jeez.
After a roller coaster season on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Lisa Vanderpump isn't sure if she's ready for the reunion special. A source tells Entertainment Tonight that the reality star, quote, hasn't made a decision on if she'll show up for the reunion or not. It's a very hard season for her and a lot of friendships have shifted. However, the cast didn't think she'd show for the premiere party, and she did. Oh, she did? But she didn't get photographed because I didn't see all the ladies posed together except for Lisa.
Huh, that's weird. So
yeah.
Did she even show?
Well, this is saying that she did.
Were you even there?
Right.
Right.
The reality star admitted to ET's Bryce Sander in February that she initially asked Bravo and Housewives executive producer Andy Cohen for a year off the long-running series after the death of her brother before ultimately filming the show's 9th season.
Okay, that's fair.
Andy said, you know, I think we should have given you a year off when you asked for it. He said, I don't think you were in a mental state, and when you were really prepared to deal with it, it was very emotional. With hindsight, we probably should have given you the year off. That wasn't English. I wasn't as prepared for combat as I should have been, she confessed. The drama in Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Season 9 has centered around a rift between Vanderpump and co-star Dorit Kemsley. So I want to get your hot takes on Vanderpump Rules, but here's the thing. If Lisa Vanderpump wanted to take a year off, she could have.
Right.
Because she was not supposed to return the season before last, and they gave her $1 million to stay. Just for the season. So she's on a season-by-season basis, and if she knew she wasn't in the right state, it could have been her decision. And Andy, like, taking the blame for it, I don't think is right.
I think it's really kind and generous of Andy. I think that Lisa is a control freak from, like, what I know and understand. I think she's a lot of good sides, but I think that she's, I think that she kind of is this, like, chess-playing manipulator.
No, being friends with her is like playing chess with Bobby Fischer.
Yes, I agree with that. That was Kyle Richards, right?
Yes.
And so I think that she doesn't want to leave 1 year because everything could go awry.
Yeah, I mean, but everything did go awry, and she's still here.
Exactly.
She just got way too comfortable. So tell me, in the dog gate,
okay,
where do you stand?
In so far behind.
Oh, okay, fine. So I won't make you.
No, fill me in, and
Okay.
I can.
So you know, Dorit got this dog.
Okay.
From Vanderpump Dogs, and we didn't know it at the time, but it was the second dog that she had gotten. The first one she had to give back because the dog was like aggressive or whatever.
Okay.
This dog, Lucy Apple Juicy, that's the name of the dog, I swear. She got it, bit her kids, and bit PK on the nose, and they had a picture, and like he had a gash.
PK is an asshole.
He probably deserved it. So instead of returning the dog for a second time, I guess she was like embarrassed or didn't know, whatever, she found a home for it. Like this lady
You're
really,
like, she killed it.
this lady really wanted the dog.
Okay.
And like Dorit thought she was giving it to like this nice family.
Okay.
Cut to like 3 days later, Lisa Vanderpump gets a call from one of the shelters in LA, like the dog ended up in a kill shelter. And Lisa's pissed. And Dorit like is so embarrassed because like, and Kyle said it best. She's like, if you get a reputation in this town for being like someone who like abuses animals, like that doesn't go away.
No.
And I do think Dorit could have handled it way better. Like it was not the right decision just to give it to this random lady, but like her heart was in the right place. She obviously, if she had known that it would end up in a shelter, like she would have done something different.
What was its name?
Lucy Apple Juicy.
I'm gonna go home and watch the entire season.
No, so now it's like, this all happened off camera.
Okay.
So essentially, I guess we could have like never known about it, but it was made a plot line because they show up at Vanderpump Dogs to film one day, and this guy, John Blizzard, who works for Lisa, who Lisa claims to not know, but now there's like pictures of him like literally at her bar mitzvah, like they're best friends. Like she's like, I don't even know John Blizzard, and there's like literally a million photos of them together since 2015.
Oh my God.
He like brings it up, and he's like, do you know, does this dog look familiar? And Teddy's like, is that Dorit's dog?
No, say her name.
Is that Lucy Apple Juicy? And Lisa's like, John, do not talk about it. Seriously, I don't want to talk about it. So I was very confused because it definitely seemed like it was a setup to talk about it, but then Lisa's like not wanting to talk about it. So they go to lunch, and Dorit and Lisa go to lunch. And she goes, Dorit, I want you to know, Teddy knows about the dog. She's best friends with John Blizzard. And Teddy's like, I am not best friends with John Blizzard. Like, I did a Soul Cycle ride with John Blizzard for Vanderpump Dogs, like, so the money could benefit Vanderpump Dogs. Like,
right.
That's literally the extent of our relationship. But Lisa Vanderpump's really trying to make it seem like Teddy found out information because there's already a rift
Bobby Fischer.
There's already a rift between Teddy and Dorit, and really Lisa's harping on that. So when Lisa Vanderpump starts to like be weird, Teddy comes out full steam ahead. She's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like
she's like, "I will hold you accountable."
She goes, "No, I was a part of this plan. Me, you, and John Blizzard had a plan to bring it up on Vanderpump Dogs when we were at, and I was all on board until you start saying, no, I don't want to talk about it, trying to make it seem like I'm the only one who's trying to."
She does this every single season.
So at first it really looks bad on Teddy's part because it's like, you see text messages of Teddy being like, okay, I'll bring it up at Vanderpump Dogs. So Teddy looks really complicit, and Teddy owns her part. She's like, I'm not a liar.
I like Teddy.
I hate Dorit. I hated Dorit, and I wanted to be a part of this plan to take her down.
Yes.
But then Lisa Vanderpump takes herself out of the equation to try and pin it all on me, and I'm not fucking down for that, so I'm coming with all the receipts. So right now it's not looking great for Teddy, but I've been reading her blogs, and I've been reading Lisa Vanderpump's blogs too.
Okay.
Reading the blogs has been so helpful. There's so much more than we know.
Okay, so what do you think from the blogs?
From the blogs, it's that Teddy is owning her part. Like, there was this huge plan, and I took part of it because, like, Dorit was mean to me at the reunion or whatever.
Okay, so basically, Lisa set the plan. Classic.
And then took herself out of the equation to make it look really bad for Teddy.
Which is what she always does. She always lets
Munchausen's.
everybody hold the bag.
So now that Teddy's, like, just not holding back, it's igniting a fire under Lisa Rinna, Erica Jane, and Kyle, who have all been people who have, like, been a part or, like, been a victim of these kind of schemes, and they're all coming for her so hard. Like, it's bad.
And they're telling the truth of when they were in the same position.
Right.
So they're like, Teddy, we believe you because...
I mean, this is the best day of
been
Lisa
there, done
Rinna's
that.
life. Like, whoo! So now it's like, I mean, there's no way that if I were Lisa Vanderpump, I would ever show up to the reunion. Like, Lisa Vanderpump is a lot of things, but she cannot take accountability for her actions. Like, in a friendship, like, there's give and take. It's like, I fucked up, I'm sorry, or you hurt my feelings, you should be sorry. Like, you have to be able, and that's what a good housewife is. It's like, you have to be in the drama, but then be able to own your part when you fuck up. And that's Lisa Vanderpump's biggest detriment, is that she can never own up to, like, the smallest things. Her sorries are like, I'm sorry you felt that way. Like, if you even
I'm
get
sorry
that.
you misinterpreted my email.
I'm sorry you misinterpreted my British humor, you know? Like, it's bullshit. So I think there's no worse way to go out as a housewife than not showing up to the reunion, a la Adrienne Maloof back in the day.
Right.
I don't think there's any way. Just because if Lisa Vanderpump shows up, she'll have to do the one thing she's incapable of, and that's owning up to her shit.
Do you think she's capable of doing it to stay on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?
No, I don't think she's going to show up to the reunion. And I do think this is her last season as a housewife.
What a way to go, Lisa!
But she's setting it up for there to be, I think, a reality show at Vanderpump Dogs, because now we're knowing, we know who John Sessa and John Blizzard are. Like, why should I know that? Because they have a show coming up.
And Applesaucy Wassy?
Juicy Lucy Apple Goosey. Like, yeah, so that's what I think. It's all this, like, master manipulation.
Do you think that she set this up to get off?
No, because in her perfect world, this is never how it would have ended, you know?
No.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
About just the inner workings of, like, the relationships and the dynamics in Vanderpump Rules. Because Vanderpump Rules really is an amazing show, besides for the fact that Lisa Vanderpump is a part of it. Like, every time they film at SUR, it's so stupid. Like,
I know.
I don't care. You're trying to tell me Katie's a waitress? Please, she gets paid $5,000 for an Instagram post. You know what I mean? It's so fucking stupid.
I mean, I actually think Katie does have to go in sometimes.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. But, like, her income is not
But it's like,
incumbent
give
upon...
me a break. Yeah.
And when Sheena and Lala are like, Lisa, can we get 2 days off? It's like, are you kidding me? It's so stupid. So
it's ridiculous.
And now the TomTom of it all has brought us, like, for a while, like, we were moving away from Lisa Vanderpump. Like, the show could have very well existed without her, but now TomTom, like, she's very much back in the New York groove. Now, I want to ask, and you might not know the answer to this, but it seems really unfair that, like, Tom and Tom got this restaurant when, like, Tom Schwartz never really worked at SUR. He wasn't really a character on the show. And, like, Jax, who really, like, bled out for the show, like, his blood, sweat, and tears went into embarrassing himself on the show. The faith of it all. The Laura Lee of it all. The fucking Carmen of it all.
Laura Lee.
You know what I mean? Like, he's really been, like, the heart and soul of the show. And, like, he really has been made out to look. And he's not reaping many of the rewards like TomTom. Whereas, like, Tom Schwartz, like, showed up to Pump one day, had a panic attack, and had to leave. Is Jax, like, upset about it?
I have no idea in regards to Jax, but I think, this is my opinion, I think that Lisa adores Katie.
Yeah, I think she hates Jax.
And I think she hates Jax. And I wouldn't be surprised if Katie off camera had gone to Lisa and been like, how can we give Schwartzy like a more bona fide position on the cast?
Yeah.
And that just made sense.
No, totally. It just, like, seems fucked up.
I know. Wait, this housewife shit is crazy.
No, I know.
So whose team are you on?
I'm firmly on Team Teddy.
So it's like, it's Teddy against, it's Teddy against Lisa.
It's everyone against Lisa, pretty much.
But it's
except Camille Grammer's being so fucking thirsty, like, trying to. She's been now friend of Housewife for 2 seasons, and, like, it's not enough for her. And she's like, every time she gets a modicum of screen time, she just thirsts out to the furthest possible extent, and she fucking hates Dorit. So she's being on Team Lisa, which is just making me hate her more.
Oh my God.
I don't think she's gonna show up, and I do think this is the last time. And a lot of people are like, you should be nicer to her, like, her brother passed away. And, like, it's really sad, but, like, Eileen Davidson was on an entire season and didn't tell anyone that her mom died literally a day before they started filming, and Lisa Vanderpump was so mean to her and took Lisa Vanderpump 2 seasons to come up to her and be like, I wanted to apologize. Like, literally, like, it wasn't until it was with Eden Sassoon at the season finale.
Yep.
It wasn't until that where she apologized for just being so hard on Eileen when Eileen was going through such a hard time and struggling silently.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what? I should feel bad for Lisa, but I don't.
What do you think Lisa could say that could redeem her?
Sorry.
That's it.
Own it. In the words of Lisa Rinna, own it, Lisa. Own it. There's just something like humbling about the Housewives. So it's like no matter how much everyone loves you, at some point you fuck up and you have to apologize.
Yep.
And Lisa Vanderpump has never been put in that position. Or she has and she's just somehow circumvented it.
That is my least favorite quality in a human being.
Same, lack of self-awareness. Like lack of just knowing when you're wrong.
Like I am wrong all the fucking time.
All the time.
And I am sorry all the time.
And there's something like really grounding about just like owning it.
Yeah, right?
And she can't do it.
Actually, it feels, I don't get people who think that apologies like make them weak.
No, I couldn't agree more. It actually makes you like so like relatable and strong.
That's why Bethany drives me nuts. Because I don't think she's good at taking accountability. Better in the last couple seasons.
Fine, that I agree with, but I do often think she's put in positions to take accountability for things where like there's no accountability that needs to be taken. Like saying that she didn't thank Dorinda enough for the Nutcracker.
I was just gonna say like she could have thanked Dorinda more for the Nutcracker.
But are you kidding me? First of all, did you see her? She was literally crying, like was screaming at the top of her lungs.
Yes.
And apparently, what Bethany said on Watch Happens Live, she was like, Dorinda didn't even get it for me. Like she gave me her guy, and then like I went back and forth. I paid for it. Like it was him and I on this thing. Whereas like Dorinda gave her the contact.
Oh, she's like, here's the guy, call
Right,
him.
but still, and Lisa, and she was very appreciative in the Berkshires or wherever they did it. Like, I'm sorry, see, they put her in these positions, like they hold her to a higher standard.
That's true.
I'm also just like a Bethany apologist, and I own that. Like I will
know.
defend her to the death. I love her so much.
Did you always love Lisa before the season?
No, I've always known that Lisa Vanderpump was the way that she was.
Yep, me too.
If you can't be my friend, then please don't be my enemy. Like she was manipulating back then with Taylor Armstrong.
I know.
I've known from the very
With
beginning.
Brandy.
But that's really where it started to unravel.
Oh my God. Wait, don't
And
forget.
Brandy's on this season.
How fucking Vanderpump started. She had Brandy in the
And
same room
Sheena.
as Sheena.
Which like Brandy was her ride or die, like a really good friend, friends with Ken, and it's like you're gonna put her in that position?
Oh,
With the lady who broke up your family?
unreal.
Unreal. Okay, speaking of unreal, I don't know, that's my segue. From People Magazine. David Foster jokes that he'd be in jail right now if his daughter had wanted to go to college. So basically, Erin Foster put up a screenshot of a text that she got from her dad on Instagram. Thank God you didn't want to go to college. I'd be in jail right now.
Oh my God.
And and she captioned it, thanks for the confidence, Dad. Several stars found the comment funny, including Nina Dobrev, who wrote, I can't, with 3 crying laughing emojis faces. And Selma Blair, who wrote, really is the best post. Lisa Rinna, meanwhile, simply commented, David. While Katie Couric added, your dad, with a sunglasses emoji, as captured by Instagram. So I thought it was funny when I saw it, but I'm like, damn, people are taking this thing so seriously. I'm like,
I know.
She's gonna get in trouble. But she didn't, because like famous spawn can, I guess, do whatever they want.
Exactly.
But what are your thoughts here on the college admissions scandal?
I think I would like to believe that I would not do that for my children, but I don't have kids. And I know how much I love my girlfriend. And I know how much I love like my brother and my sister.
And like my dog.
I would like fucking, I don't have a dog, but if I did, I
Right.
can imagine. But like I would kill, cheat, and steal. So like a part of me feels like I kind of understand it.
Right, I feel like society has taken a moral high ground on them. Like, you're bad. And it's like, you are bad. What you did was wrong.
Wrong.
You took away a spot from a kid who really worked hard and just didn't have the access that you did. And that's
Exactly.
fucked up. But I have a hard time believing that a lot of people who, if they were in that position and had unlimited resources, money, power, like, they wouldn't do the same for their kids, you know?
Plus, if everybody in the community is doing it, which clearly they were,
Right.
then it's like normalized.
Right.
It's like, well, so-and-so down the street are doing it.
Right, and it's like Hollywood is this like pretentious bubble that you don't even realize like
Yep.
something's fucked up until the rest of the world finds out about it.
Although Olivia Munn said it's not about the love of their children, it's about them having like an elite degree, which I also agree with.
Yeah, no, and that what Jackie said, Jackie made a great point. She's like, okay, so your kid doesn't deserve to go to this school.
No.
How are they going to survive?
They're not.
Like, you're actually you're doing them a disservice by letting them think that they're great and amazing, and then like they go and they flop and they're like, why couldn't I do it? I was as good as everyone else. No, you weren't. You didn't deserve to be in that school.
You know what? I go back, it's wrong. My little brother, he went to Harvard.
Shut the fuck up.
He's a wicked smart.
The one that went to my show?
Yes!
There was a Harvard grad at my show? That's
Yes.
the first.
And now he's pre-med.
Shut the fuck up.
And he's probably gonna go to
Is he
Harvard.
single?
Yeah, no, not anymore.
Fuck.
I know Margot.
Totally. A doctor, a Harvard doctor.
I was trying to start that shit up at the show,
but she was a
bitch.
working girl back then.
Also, him and I were wasted.
Oh,
Shocker.
totally. Okay, wait, continue.
Okay, so he wrote. So my dad went to Harvard. So it's like legacy.
Oh my God, did you go to Harvard?
Certainly not.
Where did you go to college?
Ithaca College. My parents were furious at me.
God. I didn't know you came from like a smart family.
I do, and my mom went to BC, and my sister went to BC.
Shut the fuck up.
And I'm the black sheep of the family.
And your dad does Botox, right?
Oh yes, honey. He's gonna come to New York and do it.
Okay, good.
You want him to inject
Do it
you
on
all
the
over? Done.
I got my lips done, did I tell you?
No.
Do you notice?
No, which is a good thing.
You know, I did very little, and now when I go back, I'm gonna need to do more because like I'm hooked.
I really like it.
It like changed my life. Sorry, continue. I keep interrupting.
I actually want to do all this stuff. Didn't you do something with your chin?
Of course, yes. I did the natural neck lift.
What is that?
It's basically outpatient liposuction for your chin, and not only that, because like anyone can do that, but she patented this great surgery, and like I only recommend Dr. Sharon Giese to do it because it's her surgery. So, and by the way, I have no scars. She went in through the bottoms of the lobes of my ears, and I had like a little scab there, and then it went away. It was crazy. I don't know how she did it. Like hell. But I was numbed, and I was also just on drugs and being way dramatic. Like I have a very low tolerance for pain. So don't take wicked dramatic. Don't take like advice from me. But so not only did she like suck the chin out, because when you look at my double chin, I was like, I want this. But what she also did was remove fat from my jowls. So because you don't realize, like when you gain weight and you get fat in your face, the fat in your jowls brings your whole face to like kind of sag. So because I was only 23 when I had the surgery, she removed the fat from my jowls, which kind of lifted my face back up, back to like the elasticity, like the way that it was supposed to be. So it was really just like a great procedure.
Well, it looks fucking fabulous.
Let me know if you want an intro for any work. I love Sharon Giese.
I pretty much do.
I tell everyone, like I have literally recommended 1,000 people for that surgery.
I am soyin'.
And people think that I'm like being mean, that I'm like, you need the surgery. No, I'm just like, I just want everyone to feel as good as I do. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, now please finish your thought.
So my brother, my dad was legacy, so obviously that like it's a connection. It helps, but it's not a guarantee you get it.
Right.
And my dad my dad interviews for Harvard, but he couldn't interview his own son. That's nepotism. So my brother wrote his essay, like went downstairs, talked to the family, like they went over it, and they like gave notes, blah, blah, blah. And afterwards, my brother decided to go upstairs and rewrite the essay from scratch because he said that the fact that my parents helped him meant that it wasn't 100% his.
Oh my God, he's so honorable.
That is an Ivy League student.
Well, so I would love to get your opinion on this because now a lot of the discourse around this, sorry, that was gross, subject is like, okay, so that's an illegal way of getting into college, but there are like more considered moral ways, like donating a building or...
Well, that's the thing is people do that as well and have for years. So it's kind of this gray area. And like,
also,
why now? Why
being
these
a
women?
legacy is considered like a leg up because like it's... Even though like it necessarily doesn't mean it, just because like your dad went to Harvard doesn't mean you're smart, you know what I mean? But it's considered like a leg up. So now people are saying, so what's the difference between that and, you know, doing it the more illegal way?
Right, and well, here's the thing. Like, I think that the girls should be all expelled, or all the kids.
Oh, you do?
Absolutely.
Well, the Laughlin girls have decided not to return on their own because the bullying alone.
I can't believe they weren't expelled.
Yeah, I mean, USC was just taking their sweet time making a decision, and they didn't want to wait for the decision. They're like, all right, never mind, we're out.
So they should have expelled them. The parents should definitely be, I don't know, fined or something, but going to jail and having the FBI draw guns at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
It's a little extra.
Well, so then it opens up a whole other conversation where one of the toasters put me onto this thread on Twitter that was like really upsetting. And it was different cases in which poor or black women did like similar things, like they lied about their district so their kid could go to the better school, or like they were homeless and they said they lived here so the kid could get into the public school in that district. And they were literally sentenced to jail, like for like 5 to 12 years.
Now see, in that case, I would say that let that go.
Right, of course. And it's like, that's so fucked up. And then most likely like Lord Laughlin and Felicity Huffman like won't do time.
Right.
Just because of their privilege. Like that's not fair. But neither is the other situation. I don't think either of the women should go to jail. Do you know what I mean?
I think jail is way harsh, Ty.
Right. Yeah. For anyone.
For anyone. I think it's a slap on the wrist and like a financial punishment, you know? Yeah. And then your kids get expelled from the school, so it's like, what's the point of even doing it? Because if they get caught, it's like your money's lost anyway.
Right, and so USC released a statement being like, we've become aware, like the US government has made it clear that we are a victim in this. We had no idea, like we are being victimized. Yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts on that because when I read that, I'm like, that's really low of you. I have literally no doubt in my mind that like someone in admissions knew exactly what was going on.
My conspiracy theory is that The FBI, they don't just investigate things for like
The sake of it.
Felicity Huffman.
Right.
You know?
Well, and now it's coming out. The reason why they know all about this is because this guy whose daughter went to Yale, he was being investigated completely separately on like SEC, like Wall Street bullshit. And he was like, I have a great story for you. Release my time, give me immunity or some shit, and I'll tell you about this ring of celebrities, rich people.
What?
All
A
because of a
little
rat.
snitch.
Yeah. How crazy is that?
Oh my God.
It was all this one guy.
What a weasel.
I know.
That's crazy.
Weasel season.
So I feel like, though, that this is just the first tier. This is my conspiracy theory. I think the FBI went in. They're making examples out of these celebrities because they can. And then I think the second phase is going to be trying to figure out which schools are actually culpable.
Complicit, yeah.
And complicit, and which schools need to be like then seriously fined and punished. And that I'm here for.
Yeah, but also like the rejiggering of the system, like women who are sitting in prison right now, like for just trying to give their kids a better life. Like, are you kidding?
Yeah.
Like this thread was it was like picture after picture of different moms who were either homeless or just like really out, and they're literally sitting in jail.
I can't believe they're in jail.
How
over
crazy
that.
Is that?
Mail fraud?
It's bullshit.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
And then it's like, that's why people are so incensed by this, because like most likely like nothing's gonna happen really.
Right.
In terms of jail time. Like they'll have to pay, but like they're billionaires. Like it's not a problem for them.
Right.
It's just like, it's so corrupt. And this is what Kim Kardashian's out here trying to do, prison reform. Do you see the work that Kim Kardashian's doing?
Oh,
do you follow her on
girl.
Twitter?
Girl, I see what she's doing.
I love her. Like I really like, every time she like breathes, I'm given more reason to just out here like defend and stand her.
I can't. When she was screaming at her sisters in Japan over their outfits.
That was so funny. I'm
I
sorry.
was so pissed.
No, I'm sorry. It was so funny. You're wrong. You're wrong. I need to talk about this fifth story because it's so funny, and
Okay.
I absolutely love the subject of this story. And like I said, I'm out here just to. I use this show as a platform to defend people that I like. Like that's literally it. Southern Charm star Shep Rose, zero charm in getting tossed from a VIP tent. There's a video. Golf's a gentleman's game, so it's no surprise Southern Charm star Shep got his ass ejected from a VIP tent when he started acting the fool. This is from TMZ. I would never say this.
Oh my God, I love it.
We're told Shep hit up the Players Championship Friday at TPC Sawgrass in Punta Vedra Beach, Florida, where he had an incredible view of the 17th hole from inside the Thai Pavilion VIP tent. Witnesses at the event tell us Shep drank a little too much booze, became belligerent, and pestering guests. He also got up and started dancing, blocking people's view. We're told a woman working the event asked Shep to leave, but he refused. That's when St. Johns County Sheriff's deputies stepped in. A spokesperson tells us that the deputies working the event escorted Shep out of the tent. By the way, TMZ writes in not English.
I know.
They were out of the tent. They wrote OUTTA. Out of the tent without incident. He was not arrested and removed from the tent, but just not from the event. Lucky guy, the Players Championship arguably has the best class of golfers from top to bottom, so lots of great golf to watch. I mean, this is so funny, and honestly, like, golf is so boring. It's like you just want to drink and party and dance. Like, I'm with Shep. I'm in the VIP tent. Like, I'm like throwing down, listening to music, and everyone's so boring at golf with like their collared shirts, like kicking it out.
I love Shep.
Me too.
I'm so not surprised by this. Shep gets fucking wasted.
Yeah.
Wherever he goes.
And that's why he's a good time, and that's why he makes for great television.
I know. Is he like in any threat of any sort of like immediate?
No, he wasn't arrested. They just kicked him out of the tent. He still got to stay at the event, but just like not in the special tent, which like sucks.
Hey, question. So you love Shep, I love Shep, but would you ever let Shep date somebody you love?
To be honest, yeah.
Really?
Because I feel like what we see on the show is really not him. Like anytime we've hung out, like we have like very deep, meaningful conversations like about books, and I just like pretend to know what books he's talking about.
Which books?
Yeah, I don't know, like Moby Dick or some shit.
I knew you were gonna say that.
No, like every time I do, I'm like, oh my God, Shep. Like I love him. Like he's really
He's
like,
very charming.
Very charming, Southern charm.
Yeah.
And I have never seen him be like rude or disrespectful to a woman, but maybe that's just like an act that he plays on TV, or that is who he is, but like I'm married and he respects me. I don't know.
Right.
I like him. I would let him date someone I know. He's hot as fuck.
He's so handsome. He's a little like dopey.
Yeah, but like in a hot like frat bro way.
Yeah. I mean, he does have Peter Pan syndrome.
Oh, it's annoying, like the lack of ambition.
Massive.
Do you watch Southern Charm?
Religiously.
What are your thoughts on Craig? I feel like bad for him. Like when the show first aired, I'm like, Craig is hot. Like I want Craig.
Yep.
And
Craig is too skinny.
Yeah. I agree.
Those words never come out of my mouth. No such thing. But he's just like, I mean, and Nomi, I hate that her name is Nomi because it's Naomi.
Wait.
But for whatever reason, they call her Nomi.
They do?
I mean,
She's been on the show. I call her Naomi.
Well, Craig calls her Nomi.
Maybe he's just like weird.
With his accent.
But she's French, so like how do they pronounce
That's what I'm wondering if it's that. But I love her.
Me too.
And so the fact that she's like so sick of him says it all.
Yeah, no, and I feel like the show is great for him, but like his life would have turned out so differently if he hadn't gone on the show. Do you know what I mean? In a better way.
Oh, better. Is he gonna be back this season?
He like moved to the Bahamas or some shit. Like he's always in the Bahamas. I have no idea.
What?
Yeah. I just love this story. I think it's hilarious. And like that's actually something that would happen to me. Because like anytime I'm at an event and it turns out to be like a snooze fest, I'm like, where's the bar? Hit the DJ, the dance floor. And that's probably what Shep was just trying to do.
Girl, I feel like I said, I did that at your sister's wedding, except it wasn't a snooze fest.
No, but
it was an amazing magical kingdom.
And there was like tequila shots all around. So like you were just doing what you were told.
Oh my God. I harassed Selena Gomez.
Oh my God. Wait, that was so funny. Okay, wait. So I only saw it the next morning on your Instagram story, but my half-brother brought a date and she was like this beautiful girl.
Yep.
And she really did look like Selena Gomez, but like Taylor walks into the party room from cocktail hour and is like Instagram storying.
And clearly I'm already wasted.
She's Instagram storying and like she gets my half-brother's date in the picture and she's like filming and you could hear her drunk voice in the background. She's like, oh my God, you look like Selena Gomez. It was so funny. I literally screen recorded it and sent it to everyone I knew. I just thought it was so funny. Because A, she really did look like Selena Gomez, but B, it's just like, that was like the drunkest, like whenever you're in a bathroom, you just like want to be nice to girls when you're drunk. You're like, oh my God, you're beautiful. It was so funny. Oh my God. Did you hang out with her?
No.
Just that one
I just kept
moment.
on dancing to a
Oh my God. It
Lucky.
was so funny. Like I truly was dying. It was honestly like premium fucking content.
Oh my God. I'm so happy you enjoyed it.
What are you watching on TV now? We have Vanderpump Rules on tonight. Were you watching The Bachelor?
You know what? I'm not a Bachelor person, and I feel like I have to be. My mom and dad watch it.
Honestly, just for like your career, like recapping.
I know.
Like I hate it, but a lot of people literally tune into the show only
When
to
did you get
recap.
into it?
A while ago, and before like it was cool, and
such
it
a
used to be
commitment.
so good. Like there was real, like Emily Maynard, like she was a real girl who lost her fiance, and like she just wanted love. Now it used to be like out of the 30 girls that started, like maybe one or two of them was really there for the wrong reasons, like to get their own TV show.
Yes.
Now it's like out of the 30 girls, there's one or two there who are like actually there to find love, and it's terrible.
I know.
And I really don't feel like anything's real anymore.
It's just such a time commitment.
Yeah.
And I don't.
No, I mean, my Mondays are back. I have, you know what? I'm getting a haircut tonight and I'm going to dinner with Ben's parents, all in the time that I would have been fucking watching The Bachelor.
See?
It's bullshit.
Why don't we just all like revolt and refuse to watch it?
Okay,
How
so I
about that?
tried that and nobody did it with me. And every time they announce who The Bachelor or The Bachelorette is, they're like, we hate them, we're revolting. Then everyone always comes back to watching it. And I feel left out, and I do think like for work, like it's just not wise of me not to watch it because like people like rely on the toast to recap and keep them in tune.
I know.
And
I
it's
know.
bullshit.
Fine. I will jump back on for Bachelorette.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a weird season because she's like can't put two words together. It's very odd.
Really?
Yeah.
What about Bachelor in Paradise?
Oh, it's so good. Like
Good?
But the annoying thing is, it's
But
like,
if I haven't watched for so many years.
no, not only that, it's like the characters come off these past like 2-3 seasons, and it's like you want to know them and like get to know them first. And so when you don't know anything about them and they come on Paradise, it's like you're missing something, you know?
Yeah.
The knowledge.
So maybe I'll just like go back and binge watch it. There's only what 57 fucking thousand episodes.
Watch like old season. It's actually really interesting.
I watched one with like Andrew Firestone.
Oh, that's like really old.
I know.
Like Jesse Palmer, who does Daily Mail TV. You know the host of Daily
Yes.
Mail. He was the first Bachelor ever.
I actually auditioned with him. And my girlfriend was like, "Are you scared?" And I was like, "I don't know who he is."
Auditioned with him for what?
He was doing Daily Mail, and I like auditioned to be like a correspondent.
Shut the fuck up.
And I was bad.
Stop. You do a lot of like hosting.
I try to do more of
TFQ.
TFQ, maybe not.
Younger.
Getting younger again.
You're really good at that.
Yeah, thank you.
I actually just yesterday unfollowed Nico Tortorella on Instagram.
Why?
Just because it's like it's a lot.
He's a lot. He's very into like
Himself.
like, the body.
Yeah, and honestly, like I like it, but I'm married.
Right.
You know.
It's like it's a little
Tell me some tea
art porn.
Tell me some tea about the younger crew. Like what goes on behind the scenes.
God, I don't know that there is any tea. They're all really fucking nice.
Is anyone not nice?
Not like literally no one's not nice. I thought Hillary Duff maybe wasn't nice.
Right. She wasn't nice to me when I was a teenager in the Bahamas. And if you could, send the message because
Wait,
I'm really
what?
upset. Yeah, like she traumatized me.
What was the story?
I've always been like celebrity obsessed. Like the fact that I do this for a living is not shocking. Like I've since the Corey in the House days, have really just been like obsessed. And me and my friends went to the Bahamas, Atlantis for spring break.
Of course.
And we were like 16, we were in the casino and like we couldn't do anything, so we were just like standing around and fucking, that's where I met Andy Cohen for the first time. We have this picture, oh my God, it's so funny. And this is when Atlantis was like at its peak. And then fucking Hilary Duff was there. And like this was like right after Lizzie McGuire movie, like we were obsessed and we were just like staring at her. And she literally comes over to me and my group of friends, like we're like wearing our wedges, we're like tiny. She goes, if I take a picture with you, will you stop staring at me?
I love that.
And we were like, yeah. And we took a picture. But like, it made me feel so uncomfortable and like really like, and now anytime anyone has ever asked me for a photo, I'm like, do not be Hilary Duff, do not be Hilary Duff. And you know, like I was just like so scarred by it. And it's the worst, to this day, the worst interaction I've ever had with a celebrity.
So last, what was it? The first episode of
Will you tell her
last
that
year.
I said that, please?
No.
Okay, fair.
So the first episode of last season, it was the entire cast, and Hillary bailed out super last minute, and I was like, "What the fuck, man?"
She's pregnant.
She was pregnant.
Okay.
Exactly. So when it came around for the season finale, because she was out in California, she flew out for it, and when she came, she was like, I'm so sorry that I wasn't
nice.
here.
Yeah.
I was so pregnant. She said, I felt like if I put one more pair of Spanx on the baby,
Right.
I would like literally smush it to death.
I feel like when that happened to me, she was definitely like in her 20s and just like a bitch, like paparazzi, like Lindsay Lohan vibe.
Totally.
And now she's like been grounded by the fact that like she's a mom and like has a successful career behind her.
Yeah.
And like also, I love her Instagram where she like calls out paparazzi. I just
Yes.
like, I really like her, but like I'll never be able to forget that one horrifying experience.
Isn't that crazy? Because think about it. I mean,
It can have such an impact on you. Like,
but you're also in a position now where like you could give somebody that day too, and
So
not even need to.
no, I would never say that.
Well, that's true. That would take effort.
At the very least, like I'm only just like if it ever goes badly, if someone asks for a picture, it's just like I'm tired and I'm not. Like people expect me to like dance for me, dance. You know, it's like you're funny, you make a joke, like, and I'm just like, hey, how are you? You know, like I might be just like a letdown in person.
Have you ever had somebody like shade you in person?
One time, and not in person. I was in where the fuck was I?
You travel the world, girl.
No, I really don't. Where the fuck? Whatever.
San Diego, San Antonio, San Juan.
Oh, no, honestly, I have no idea.
San Francisco?
San something.
San
Maybe
something.
San Francisco.
Okay.
And it was the opening of Spin. You know, the ping pong place in the city? They opened
Yeah.
up a new location and me and Ben hosted it there. And I ran a contest on my Instagram, like 3 girls to win. And the winners were contacted 8 to 10, come show up. I had like a table and everything, and I was hanging out with the winners, and I actually stayed longer. I only had to stay from 8 to 10 because I was like having such a good time.
Right.
And at 10:30, one of the girls shows up. And I left at 11, an hour after I was supposed to leave, and I was like, take the table, I literally had french fries, bottles, I'm like, go have fun. And she sent me the nastiest message, like, I got a blowout for you, you're such a disappointment, you're entitled, bitch. I'm like, bitch, you were 30 minutes late and I was still fucking there, are you kidding me?
Unbelievable.
And she made me feel so bad. That's like the worst message to get. Like that, like when somebody meets you, like you're like you let them down. And like I really
Yep.
like try super hard to like always be like this in person.
Yes.
And
But it's really hard to always maintain.
no, and it's like, are you kidding me? Like you were 30 minutes late. The event was technically over for
like,
me.
literally. The fact that you were still there was kind of like a
I
blessing.
was having so much fun. It was ping pong, and there was like a ping pong competition. Like me and Ben played doubles against like actual 2 like Olympic ping pongers.
Did you guys win?
Of course not. I couldn't even get the ball over the table. It was a great event. Like she just like put a terrible taste in my mouth.
Oh, God.
When I was just trying to do a nice thing.
Yep.
The world.
Girl.
You look cute
You look cute.
with your white boots.
Thanks. You like this outfit?
I do.
Well, you'll be seeing a lot because it's my brand new, it's my uniform. I have 4 of these.
Oh, do you? What colors?
Just this.
Oh, what, you got 4 in the same color?
Uh-huh.
You look cute. I like a
Thanks.
white boot.
I feel like I'm sweating profusely through my dress.
I'm always sweating.
Oh my God.
And I feel like for shoes for like this time of year are super hard because it's like winter, but it's like not.
I know.
You know?
Those are cute.
Thank you. I've been
I
like
love.
really into, now that I have this like new shoe wall in my apartment.
And rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Carl. Obviously I bought this because now that he died, like the price went down. No, I'm kidding. Actually, Toaster sent it to me for free. Now that I have these like 2 new like glamorous shoe walls in my closet in my house, like
Yes.
I just buy shoes for like the sake of having them in my closet. You know what I mean?
I remember when I had my apartment in Tribeca, I did the same thing because I was
Yeah.
like, I have to fill up my closet.
Right. So
And now I'm like, I gotta get a new apartment.
so M Jemmy is a sponsor of the Toast, and they're like pick out a pair, and I'm like, can I get 6? Like, I'm like, I have this new shoe wall. They're like, no. But they're actually really cute. And I got boots, and Jackie got sneakers, and Jackie literally wore her sneakers to the bone. Like, they got a hole in the bottom, and she had to ask for another pair. We're just, like, so thirsty with all of our sponsors. We're like, can we have more free product? But Jemmy is actually, and now I just saw that they're selling them at Bloomingdale's, and I'm like, damn, the Toast is really making these brands pop off. Jemmy is basically the same quality, like, leather shoes that, like, Gucci, like, and all the, like, high Italian luxury brands make, but it's like at a normal price. So it's like, yeah, this is their logo. Ready? Made the old way, sold the new way.
I like it.
Yes. So here we obviously have a code for you because like, what is this show without codes? Go see for yourself how amazing these shoes are at mgemi.com/toast for $50 off your first pair. That's letters mgemi.com/toast for $50 off your first pair. mgemi.com/toast. Mgemi, Italian luxury, made the old way, sold the new way.
Oh, I like that.
I have so enjoyed hanging out with you. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Like, life updates that you want to share with the group?
I don't think so.
You were just like killing it.
I'm just.
How's the show? So by the way, for those who are maybe new toasters, Taylor Strecker is a longtime friend of the Toast, but is an OG radio host.
Yes.
You were on Sirius for 11 years?
Yeah, 11, 12-ish. So
That's
around
crazy.
I know, crazy.
And now you do your own radio show Monday through Friday,
Yes.
3 hours.
Two.
Yes. Sorry.
Never
it's
put
still
me back
so
in
fucking
3 again.
long.
It's so long.
Oh my God, I co-hosted with you once when you were doing your 3-hour show. I used to be a guest, like 10 minutes.
Right.
And then you needed a co-host, and you were like, one day, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. And I was like, this bitch, I got there at like 6:30. I was like trying to set up. This bitch rolls in at 6:59. Ready? It was the hardest, longest day of my life.
Right? It's like soul
Crushing.
Just sucking.
So now you do what, 8 to 10?
8 to 10.
Much better?
Yep, Monday through Friday. It's live. You can call in. It's called The Taylor Strecker Show. And you can subscribe at taylorstrecker.com. And then also my podcast, Taste of Taylor.
Which is like a little taste of Taylor.
You got it, girl.
I like that name.
Thank you.
And I like your little picture on it.
It's like Taste of Taylor, which is me, and then some porn star named Taylor.
Shut the fuck up.
Swear.
And she has one called Taste of Taylor?
Yep.
Oh, and you just did an episode with Jackie that people like raved about. I haven't listened to it yet, but
Schimmel?
people loved it. No, Jackie Oshry.
Oh, yes!
Yeah, on Taste of Taylor.
Yes!
What did you guys talk about?
We talked
You talk shit about me?
Total.
Yeah.
We were actually going to talk a little bit about the wedding, and then we got totally off course, and we just talked about like the industry, and I had no idea how she got involved in this business, and I had no idea how you guys even like wanted to start doing the morning toast. I was like shook.
She really is like has weirdly, even though she only worked in like a corporate setting for like 3 or 4 years before, she is like a wealth of knowledge.
She is a wealth of knowledge and
Wealth of
wise
knowledge.
beyond her years.
That's why she's like really like the HR compliance businesswoman of this show. Like I'm just like the outlier, like, problem child. I love her. Well, she's at jury duty right now. I wonder if she's watching.
I wonder if she's bored.
Totally. Have you ever, do you serve jury duty in Boston or here?
Here.
Torture.
I had to serve right before my wedding. I wish I'd served through my wedding so I didn't get married.
LOL. My friend Jenna had jury duty with Donald Trump. Like before he was president, when he was just like a New York resident, like businessman, and he was like thinking about running for president. She actually sent me a picture. I actually should ask her for it. It was the craziest thing. She said he was like shaking hands with everyone.
No.
How crazy is that?
Can you believe he's our president?
Taylor Swift does jury duty.
I mean, yeah, everyone does.
I mean, she skipped out on the Grammys to go to jury duty, but that was like right after the Kanye thing happened, and I'm sure she could have gotten out of it. Don't you think celebrities can get out of it?
I think that they can find ways to get out of it, but I think eventually we all must serve our civic duty.
I know, it's bullshit. I came up with an idea.
What?
They should just like have a jury like in every county, like 12 people who it's like their full-time jobs. And like you train them to be unbiased.
Agree.
You train them to be like not biased. You train them to like look for whatever, like these people who it's like their professional job is to be like unbiased jurors.
Yes.
Instead of like, wait, like I just want to say like, I would be a terrible juror. Like based off what the person is wearing, I could decide if they're guilty or not. You know?
Totally
Is that a good idea?
Yes, I think it's brilliant.
I cut you off. You were going to say something.
Taylor Swift, I never like understood the love of her that you had, and then I watched The Reputation
World Tour.
Oh my God.
You know what's so funny? It's like out of all the things she's done, like Reputation World Tour is like the least impressive for me.
Really?
Yeah, like you should really watch Journey to Fearless.
I was sobbing.
Or Speaking Out World Tour. I'll give you a list of things, okay?
Okay.
Well, everyone, thanks Taylor for filling in for Jackie while she's being the rural juror. We are back tomorrow with Brian Kelly co-hosting, who is the points guy. We're gonna do like a whole credit card themed like points like advice segment. Like basically people just write in, they're like, hey, I have this much debt and like I need this, like, and he like figures this out for them. He's a genius. And he also just like took me on a private jet, so like I love him so much.
Yeah, I want to talk about that.
And you were on a private jet too.
Yeah, I was.
Where did you go?
I went from New York to LA.
Oh, that's a great flight. And who did you fly to Van Nuys or LAX?
Van Nuys.
And whose plane was it?
I can't say.
Will you tell me after?
Because I won't get invited on. Yes, I'll tell you after.
Okay, that's what I was saying. It's like I've been on private jets many a time, but I can never like take a picture or like thirst out or like make it a big deal because it always belongs to some rich person and like I don't want to be like that thirsty loser.
Exactly.
But on the TPG plane, it was just me, Margaret, and TPG, and like we were all thirsting out.
What was that plane?
We just chartered it.
Oh!
And by we, I mean he. Thank you guys so much for being here. The Morning Toast streams live Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time on YouTube, and then we're also available as a podcast pretty much anywhere you can find podcasts at The Morning Toast. I'm Claudia Oshry, Girl with No Job. Feel free to follow Taylor Strecker on Instagram at Taylor Strecker and The Taylor Strecker Show at taylorstrecker.com.
Yep.
Oh, wow, I got that right. I wasn't expecting to.
I'm so impressed.
We will see you guys tomorrow. Have an amazing, blessed day.